Graham, tough event overall. Second major in a row where you guys have kind of crashed out a little bit early. Thoughts on the team performance? Thoughts on everything at this moment?
Obviously, yeah, not good enough in the last 2 days. We started off quite hot actually. The games against Game Legion and G2 were promising. We expected to beat Game Legion. G2 was obviously going to be a tough game, but I feel like we actually gave a good showing of ourselves, at least in the first half. And then G2's T-side dominance, which they've shown against a lot of other teams, obviously was a tough one. But that was like, par for the course. I thought, okay, we're in the right place. We're about where we thought we'd be. And yeah, the games against Pain and Liquid were just not what we expected. Definitely underperformance and things that we need to, clearly we have an issue and we need to start resolving these things very soon. It's becoming a bit more of a pattern now, for sure, and that's concerning.
You guys had a great start to the season with your performance at Katowice, but have since kind of slid backwards. You're talking about concerning things right there. What's the game plan moving forward?
The game plan moving forward is we have a few weeks to prepare for Dallas. For a number of reasons, they're not going to be the best weeks. We have some visa issues to resolve, and right now the realistic possibility that Halsey can't attend Dallas is there. We're still waiting for an answer from the U.S. Embassy on his visa. That's not like a thing that we've shied away from. He had his passport at the embassy, and there was issues, and we still haven't received a full answer on when he was been accepted for his visa yet. So, right now preparation for Dallas is not going to be that smooth because we don't know who we're actually going to be playing with at that event, but we will be in attendance at Dallas, and obviously we'll give it everything we've got, but it's not going to be a smooth few weeks. So I think mostly right now we're sort of hoping that he gets his visa in time, but there's no guarantee. So it's more about thinking long term. We're looking at second half of the season starting in July and sort of thinking how do we reset from sort of as you say, the downward trend that we've had since Katowice. Because obviously, we hope that would be the springboard towards, finally sort of realizing the potential that we had. And it feels like since that day we've sort of gone backwards. And yeah, I'm obviously not good enough. Not where we wanted to be, not where we expected to be. So obviously we need to start making some changes internally to try and figure out, what's going wrong and how we can fix it for the long term.
And when you say changes internally, what do you mean by that?
I'm talking mostly around, how we're playing in game. It's clear that I think we feel certainly from our preparation that we feel like we're in the right place. It doesn't feel like we're not preparing for our opponents the right way. It feels like they're doing what we're expecting them to do, but when it comes down to the crux of it in game, we're struggling to put together our game plan, put together our our defense essentially, and that's you can see it in game. It's looking very disjointed, and we need to figure out what's going wrong with that and get to the crux of fixing it.
I'm really not going to mince words here. I mean, the three maps that you guys have played, the last three maps have been downright almost embarrassing. The 16-4 loss on against Pain, and then Anubis, you brought it back in the second half, but then your own map pick, you almost got 16-0'd. I mean, what's the preparation like going in for this team for these kinds of things? How are you going to change that when it is unfortunately so poor?
Yeah, unacceptable is the honest word. Unacceptable, and we're not happy, and there's definitely a lot of disappointment within the camp. Both from management, my side, coaching, and the players. The players are disappointed. No one's happy with what's going on. No one's sitting there and going, "Oh, this is fine." So it's not like we're unaware of the problems going on. How we fix that again is if we knew the answers to that, we wouldn't be in this position. So it's obviously something we need to learn. And right now, we're not in a good position. I think that's fair to say, and we need to dig ourselves out of this hole. And I think the player break almost in a way can't come too fast, because I think some guys need some breaks, and I think we need to sort of regroup and recoup and figure out how we're going to approach coming into the next season. Because obviously right now we're in that hole, and it's going to be a very hard way to dig ourselves out.
And I have to ask this also of TC, are player changes on the mind?
Player changes are always on the mind. We prepare 1 year, 2 years ahead of time. We have a scouting system, and we're looking at players all the time, because at the end of the day, this is a results based team, and we have to be cognizant of the fact that if we're underperforming, changes have to be on the plate. Obviously, right now we're not looking to make any changes before Dallas, apart from potentially we have to replace Horzik on a temporary basis. But I wouldn't rule anything out. But to say that something is definitively happening, it would also be a lie. So it's we can't keep going in the way we're going, and if we can't fix it ourselves, then something has to change. And if that ends up being a player, it is what it is.
I appreciate the honesty. Thank you so much.